It is cold season. It is allergy season. It's the Christmas season. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 18. Cheers.
She's like, okay.
I think we're gonna wait till they're all lit. Otherwise, it's hard work, isn't it?
You
ready?
You made that up.
Me.
Start. Sing it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Alex. Happy birthday to you. No, you can't. Whoa. Here, I'll help you. Come on.
Mommy and I help you. That one. You want to check it?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, we've been busy. I feel like there are 1,000 things I haven't done. I'm sure that's not accurate, but that's how I feel. Obviously, we've done a few things, wanted to share them with you. Yeah, it's been a crazy couple of days, and it promises not to really be any less crazy in the next few days either. So And I don't really need that social engagement. I've been using it to sort of track what I'm wanting to read and such. I could be using it more robustly, I think, than I am too. So that's a point for me to consider. Then Storygraph, I'm told, is more of a statistical tracker and an inventory tracker potentially, and maybe has a different level of reportability for me. So I'm just curious which one you think you would prefer and which one you use and how I could decide about the free trial or the paid version if you use that too. I'd love more information about that. So today I wanted to bring forward a couple of things related to my TBR. I've been noticing my stacks lately. I am thinking about what I want to keep and give away and what I haven't read and how long I've had these things. So I have three books that I got out of little free libraries. Two of them are older than one. And I'm going to read just a little bit of it to you. So this is your Christmas story reading time with me today, I guess. And then decide perhaps which one I'm going to read first and make sure if any of them don't sort of get me excited about reading them, then I could put them in my little free library pile that I plan to bring to some little free libraries while I'm on vacation. So here we go. Let's try a little bit of a sort of a try a paragraph or two. The first one is Meg Wolitzer, The Wife. I got this several years ago, I think, when I still lived in another place. This is a new author to me, although I've heard of Meg Wolitzer and I understand she has a broad range of works that she's already completed, including some short stories. But this was named as one of the best books of the year by the Washington Post, LA Times, and Newsday. It says it's acerbically funny, calm, seamless humor. Most ambitious novel to date is an understatement, the Washington Post says. Okay, let's open this up and see what we think. This was published in 2003, so this is definitely not a new title. Chapter 1. The moment I decided to leave him, the moment I thought, enough, we were 35,000 feet above the ocean, hurtling forward, but giving the illusion of stillness and tranquility. Just like our marriage, I could have said, but why ruin everything right now? Here we were in first class splendor, tentatively separated from anxiety. There was no turbulence, the sky was bright, and somewhere among us possibly sat an air marshal in dull traveler's disguise, perhaps picking at a little dish of oily nuts or captivated by the zombie prose of the in-flight magazine. Drinks had already been served before takeoff, and we were both frankly bombed, our mouths half open, our heads tipped back. Women in uniform carried baskets up and down the aisles like a sexualized fleet of Red Riding Hoods. Okay, I definitely want to read this one. That was unexpected. Yeah, and look how short it is. Like, I could conceivably read this on my Christmas break, which you know I have high hopes for. Then and Always by Danny Atkins, a new author to me. I know for a fact this is why I grabbed this book. Look at that beautiful cover. Okay. This was also a National Book Award finalist, a twisty, romantic, keep you guessing story about the kind of love you'll never forget. If you love Leanne Moriarty's What Alice Forgot and Sophie Kinsella's Remember Me, you'll like Then and Always. Oh, so she falls and wakes up and her life is changed. Okay, let's read the first. Oh, there's like a prologue. This was published in 2014, so a little bit newer. All right, let me read the prologue. My first life ended at 10:37 p.m. on a rainy December night on a deserted street beside the old church. My second life began some 36 hours later when I woke up to the acrid aroma of a hospital ward with a large head wound and a life about which I had no recollection. I was surrounded by friends and family, and that should have made it better, but it didn't, as one of them had been dead for a considerable period of time. I wanted to write everything down that had happened to see if by committing it to paper I could make some sense of it all. Or perhaps I just needed to prove to everyone, even myself, that I wasn't going crazy. For a long time, I thought that this story should begin with what happened to me at the church when my life literally came apart. But now I realize that to understand it all, I have to go back much further than that. For it really all began 5 years earlier on the night of the farewell dinner. Yep. I'm definitely down for that. So two keeping for sure. And then the last one is this one by Joe Hill, which I got actually this year when I went on the little free library tour with my daughter. So this one is newer than to my, TBR than those. Those are definitely backlist for me. But Joe Hill is Stephen King's son, sorry, writes horror. This one has a Christmassy vibe, so that's why I thought, oh, it might be fun to get through this. There is people say it's devilishly good. There's some illustrations, creepy looking little building. Creepy might be just what I need. Oh, I love this. There's a nice and naughty list. Okay. This one's a chunker though. All right, let's see what the beginning says. The prologue is Season's Greeting, December 2008. There's blood laying out in a pack there. Okay, I'll just read the first couple of paragraphs, yeah? Nurse Thornton dropped into the long-term care ward a little before 8 with a hot bag of blood for Charlie Manx. She was coasting on autopilot, her thoughts not on her work. She had finally made up her mind to buy her son Josiah the Nintendo DS he wanted, and was calculating whether she could get to Toys R Us after her shift before they closed. She had been resisting the impulse for a few weeks on philosophical grounds. She didn't really care if all his friends had one. She just didn't like the idea of those handheld video game systems that the kids carried with them everywhere. I have to agree they're not my favorite thing at the moment. Ellen Thornton resented the way little boys disappeared into the glowing screen, ditching the real world for some province of the imagination where fun replaced thought and inventing creative new kills was an art form. She had fantasized having a child who would love books and play Scrabble and want to go on snowshoeing expeditions with her. What a laugh. Um, I'm okay with that. It's not as compelling as the first two, but I could see myself getting into it. So this is about Victoria McQueen, who can ride her bike over a rickety bridge and emerge in the place she needs to be. She doesn't tell anyone about her unusual ability, and Charlie Manx likes to take children for rides in his 38 Rolls-Royce Wraith with the vanity plate NOS4A2. In the Wraith, he and his innocent guests can slip out of the everyday world to an astonishing playground of amusements he calls Christmas Land. That is compelling enough for me. I guess that's probably why I pulled it out of the box. It's a possibility, but again, it's a chunker. I probably will start with one of these two, and maybe I could get both of them read. Maybe. We'll see. Okay, thanks for joining me for my try a paragraph or two or a prologue and for watching my Vlogmas experiences for the past few days. Thanks for considering your feedback for me about Goodreads and about Storygraph, and certainly weigh in on which one of these you would choose first. Maybe that will help me to decide. And if you've read any of them, let me know. I know one of you recently did talk about the Joe Hill book. Maybe it was when I posted that I had acquired it, but I do remember somebody talking about that one and enjoying it, as I recall. So hopefully that's good. I haven't read a Stephen King in a while. Okay, guys, happy Vlogmas, happy day 18. Hope to come back a couple of times this week before all the thousand things I haven't done catch up with me. I hope you're well and enjoying this season. And as always, happy reading. Bye.